Hey everybody, how you doing? And welcome back to AnKorage Extras. And today we are going to be talking about messaging. Most commonly text messaging. You've got your phone and you diggy and you send it on off. But today what we're going to do is we'll talk about that a little bit, and I'm going to introduce you to an application or an app that you can use for text messaging. Most people, when they text, they're just doing, they're just taking their phone and they're just texting using the onboard texting. It's not encrypted, it's not secret, it's open for everybody to sneak in and see it, everything of that sort. So there is something that gives a little more anonymity of sorts, not very much, but it's called Signal, and communications over that are encrypted and such. But the problem is that it requires a phone number, so you know and so anybody that wants, they can see that, for your phone, they can track you based on that in one way, shape, or another. So what I found months ago is an application that can be both used on your phone as a text messaging type thing, and you can also use it on your computer desktop. That's what I want to introduce you to, and it is called Session. So we are going to go over to that, and I'm going to show you what that is all about. And it's, if you go over to getsession.org, of course this is the actual thing there, but here's the actual site. So this is called Session. Send messages, not metadata. So, and of course you can go straight to the download if you wish. But if you come down here, we can see a little brief description on it that says, what is Session? Session is an encrypted messenger that minimizes metadata for people who want privacy and freedom from surveillance. Well, we can actually see that if we hover over it. It is an end-to-end encrypted messenger that minimizes sensitive metadata designed to build and for people who want absolute privacy and freedom from any form of surveillance. Now, basically what that means is no phone numbers. Session accounts are completely anonymous. No phone number or email is required. No data breaches. Session cannot collect data, so there is nothing to leak. There's no footprints. Send messages through our onion routing network and leave no trace. And I'll describe that a little bit in a second. Scroll down a little more. It's open source. Session's code has nothing to hide. Anyone can view, audit, and contribute. And it's censorship resistant. With no central point of failure, it's harder to shut Session down. So to talk a little bit more about the routing network, excuse me, this works off the same premise as Tor, the Tor Onion network. So basically, is you've got your phone, and it sends it to, your connection goes through multiple locations before it reaches the other end. So features, we've got group chats, we've got voice messages, we've got attachments. Friends don't like friends use compromised messengers. So this is actually a very good thing, and I downloaded it and such. There's merchandise, there's the GitHub, there's a blog, there's technical stuff, light paper, white paper, and documentation, and also help, back, and support, or FAQ if you want to do that, or you can download it. When you go to the download, you can download it for your mobile, for your phone. You can also download it for your desktop. Now you can download it for Android, F-Droid. Now F-Droid is a free and open source, or FOSS, center for Android, where you can obtain applications for your phone. You can actually download the actual APK if you don't even want to use whether it be Google Play on Android, F-Droid for Android. You can actually download the actual APK file. It's an installer for your Android device. You can also get it for iPhone. Now, the problem with iPhone is they do not allow side loading. In other words, installing applications outside of the Apple Store. So when it comes to Apple, I say you're up the creek on that one. But you can still get it because it is available on iPhone. And on the desktop side, you can get it for Mac. You can also get it through Windows, and you can also get the Linux application. So, when we come to the desktop side of it, now the thing is here, it's like if you download it for one, you can also download it for the other, and I'll demonstrate it and such like that. I'll actually be doing the Linux side here. Now, when you install it from the computer, of course, you got your Mac, you got your Windows, which goes to the Microsoft Store, I believe, and or the Windows version at least. Let me click on Windows here. Okay, it actually downloads the actual exe installer. So that's what that does. Alright, so for Mac, that's actually going to bring you to it'll download the DMG file, which I believe is the Mac installer. I don't use Apple products, so whatever. And then, of course, you got your Linux application. Now, a Linux application, you can get it two different ways. You can just download it straight like this, which is an app image, which is all well and good. You can also install it from your distribution's software center. So if we go to the menu here, and if I go to my software center, of course, just wait for it to come up. Here's the software manager, and if I punch in session, it searches for it, and here it is, private messenger, bang, there it is, and we can do that. Now, this is a flat pack through FlatHub. So, just to let you know that is where that is. So, folks in the Linux side of things typically would know what the FlatHub and the Flatpak means. So, I'm not going to go into that specifically. But we are going to go ahead and we are going to install that. You can install it. Just click install, and it'll go. And it will install it to your desktop. I'm actually going to use the app image that was downloaded, so I'm going to minimize that. I will come out here to my file manager. I will come down to downloads, and of course I've got all three of those. There's the Windows one, there's the Apple one. I'm just going to get rid of those. I don't want those. So here we have the Linux x86 architecture, 64-bit. 1.10.7 is the version, and is the app image. So in other words, it's going to just fire up right from here. And the downfall for app images is that when they come out with a new version, you have to go out and manually get it again. However, if you use the software manager in your distribution, it'll automatically update for you. So I'm just going to kick this off, and of course it says unknown file type. There's no association with it. So basically, we have to change this. We have to change the permissions. So we go to properties, and we come to permissions, and it says allow executing as a program. So when you download it from the software manager, you don't have to worry about that. It takes care of all that for you. So launch that, and boom, here it is. Session. Bring your session. There we go. So you get the option to create a session ID, restore your account, and I'll tell you about that in a moment, or you can link a device. So, create a session ID. So, say hello to your session ID. So, this is the session ID right here. It's just a whole bunch of characters. And that is, as it describes down here, is a unique address people can use to contact you on session. With no connection to your real identity, your session ID is totally anonymous and private by design. This part here eliminates the need for having a phone number on, over on Signal. This takes care of that. And so we continue. And it says, welcome, enter a display name. So, we're just going to do, what can I do like this? Here, I'll just do that. AnKorage Extras. Get started. And here we go. You're almost finished. 90%. Secure your account by saving your recovery phrase. Reveal your recovery phrase. Then store it safely to safely secure it. So this is what the recovery phrase looks like. All it really is just a bunch of words. So you would actually have to save this. You can also, you have a QR code here as well, so you can copy that, or you can just click copy, and it says down here, okay, that's copied. And then from there, we can actually, if I can go to that, go to the text editor, paste it in there, and there it all is. And then you can save this. Let's see, let's go to documents, and we'll say, session account recovery. So, yeah, we'll just throw it as a text file. So, and we'll save it. Here we go. So I've saved that. So at this point, I can recover using this should I ever need to. So close that, and here we are. And here we have the UI. And, we say we've got AE. Well, AnKorage Extras. We click on that. This is AE, AnKorage Extras. You can actually change this AE. You can actually put a picture in here. So if I wanted to, I could throw in this. And there we are. And then your session ID is again right down here. So when you want to give somebody information to be able to contact you, you use your session ID. So you give them this number stretch, or this character stretch of characters. And they would be able to send you messages to that ID number. And of course they would know it was you because you told them, hey, this is for me. And this is who you'd be contacting. And of course, you can save it. And there we go. So close that, and then we come down here. If we were to click on this, it's already under conversations. That's what this little icon is. And then if you want to start a conversation, you go plus new message, and then you'd enter the session ID right here, and then you'd be able to, I don't know anybody that uses sessions, so I don't know any particular numbers, but you would plug it in here. So we'd come back. You can create a group. So for group messaging, that is relatively somewhat new in the past few months. That was done, and so now you can have a group of people that you send messages to. You can join a community. So you have to have a community URL. And these are, or you can join one of these. LokiNet updates, Oxen updates, session updates. So LokiNet is that onion routing network. So basically your multiple standpoints, to my knowledge, as I'm looking at it. Oxen updates. Oxen is the software side, it's behind the driving force of session. And then session updates, we can go to that. See, session updates, and here we are. So right now it's searching for anything like that. Welcome to Session Updates channel. So, and you can scroll on down, you can see this stuff. You can do reactions of different types. Isn't that great? So, and it looks very much like, it looks very much like text messaging, and that's what it is. It's just, it's encrypted end to end, and, you've got this up here, which is basically session updates, so on and so forth. You can leave the group, so we'll leave the group. You got documents that are listed here. Any media. 5,250 members, so that's all nice and dandy. You can add more. You can invite people, adding contacts. Well, there's no contacts to add, so there we go. Because I don't know everybody on session, I just have it just in case. Excuse me. This here is your little settings cogwheel. You click on that and you get brought into settings. Privacy. Do you want read receipts? Do you want what your typing indicators? When someone starts typing, do you want to see that they're actually typing before they send the message? That kind of thing. Link previews. Generate link previews for supported URLs. And then password. Require a password to unlock session. You can create one. Notifications. Here you go. Do you want notifications? These are just on-off toggles. Yeah. Content of the notifications. Name and the content. Name only. No name or content. There's a preview right there. And that's what that looks like. I'm on Linux Mint on this, so that's what that looks like. For whatever operating system you're running off of, it'll show up as a notification based on your OS. So, conversations, trim communities, spell check, autoplay audio messages, blocked contacts. You can block contacts so they can't contact you, and vice versa. Message requests, well, there's none. So, permissions. In other words, do you want to be able to allow access to your microphone? Right now in beta, in other words, it's testing, enable voices and video calls to and from other users. Auto update, will automatically check for updates when it starts up. All right, cool, excellent. Keep in system tray. Now, on my main machine, on Solaria, I actually have that turned on so that when I close this, you can see we've got an icon down here now. So I can close that and see how it's still running. If I right click on it, I can say show, and it opens it right back up. And then of course you got your help topics. We love your feedback, translate session, FAQ, support, recovery phrase. So again, here is that recovery phrase that we saw earlier. It's there right for you. And you can clear your data. If you clear on that, this will permanently delete your messages and your contacts. Would you like to clear this device only or delete your data from the network as well? Device only, device and the network. So you can't just do just network by itself. You can clear your device only, and you can clear the device and the network, but not just the network. You've got to be aware of that. So then if I go back up to here, so of course it says session updates, there's 7, so there's new messages. You can see them all. Fantastic. Alright, now down here we've got the green. This basically tells you your connection path. And this is where you see the setup for onion routing. Session hides your IP by bouncing your messages through several service nodes in Session's decentralized network. These are the countries your connection is currently being bounced through. So, device, which is this, a server in the United States, and there's the IP for it, through Russia, and that's the IP that's being used there. Germany, which is that IP, and then the destination itself, which of course we can't see where the destination is. We can hover over our midpoints, but we can't hover over this current device nor the destination. And you can learn more. This will pull up a web page to it, which will bring to the FAQ regarding onion routing. So you can kind of get a little bit of a orientation on onion routing of sorts. So that's cool. So we've got that. All right, so close that out, and then down here we've got this is showing your display mode. Currently it's showing in dark mode because everything's grayed out, and we got the black. We switch this over, click on it, it switches over to light mode. So those of you who like light, go for it. So this is the desktop application, and the mobile application is very similar. It's very minimal, and it doesn't throw all kinds of stuff in your face or anything like that, and it's very easy to use. So there we are on that. So I'm going to switch this back and get this out of here, get VirtualBox out of there, and I'm going to fade it, and we're back to me. So that is Session, and I do recommend checking it out and also using it. I've got it running. Does anybody I know use Session? No. Are there folks that I wish would? Yeah. I know of 2 people in mind. So that's pretty much that. So that is Session, and I'd recommend going out to getsession.org, looking it over, and actually using it. You can share your session ID with whomever you wish, and that is fantastic in one way, shape, or form. More than one. So there, you can't be tracked, you can't be traced. It's like your connection is end-to-end encrypted. No one can see what you're talking about. No one can see where you are, and it's gone through the onion network of that direction is onion routing, and it's the funny thing about Session is that it is a fork of Signal. So Signal's great and all, but Session takes it one step further and removes the phone number part. There's no phone number needed. Now, if you wish to share your phone number with somebody, certainly go ahead and do that. If you want to get in contact with that person, if for voice calls, go ahead, communicate. Talking to someone by voice is fantastic because it's live. There's no transmit wait, receipt date, typing wait, any kind of wait. You're talking to them just like the old days when we used to have to pick up a phone off the receiver and dial an actual number to get in touch with that person. That's fantastic. But for texting, I recommend using Session, and that is you got Signal, but take it that one step further and remove the need for a phone number, because it's just more secure. Now, is it the all end all of being absolutely secure and anonymous? I can't say, but it is a good direction, and it takes care of so many different things. So that's pretty much it for this video. So thank you for coming, and give this a like. Check me out on Mastodon, and I'm also on fe.disroot.org. That's my personal one. Mastodon is just for the channel. All the information for that is down below. Also, if you wish to donate any crypto, I take Monero, and I also take Dogecoin. And I picked Dogecoin in particular because it was created as a joke. Of course, shortly thereafter, it being created, it took off, but in its way. So I use it as a joke. But but I appreciate any donations on the crypto. I've got the address information down below. It's the wallet addresses, the direct wallet addresses. So if you know how to do that, go for it. Fantastic. I don't, but do I necessarily need to right now? No. But anyways, I've got that down there. I've got a lot of other great videos and such. I mean, I've got that proton pack that I did recently. Of course, that one video, my show and tell, it's an hour long, so that's a little bit of a time investment. I think I might be doing a shorter version, like 10 minutes, I hope. So, and I'm doing some modifications to it, or mods, that don't damage it, and but that's neither here nor there, and we're just gonna keep going with it, and I hope to have another video soon, and regarding that, more videos about Linux and FOSS software, different types, and maybe just some other randomy kind of things, just to have some content. So thank you very much. I appreciate it, and come on by on the next one. So thank you. Skál.